A North Dakota judge has blocked a near-total abortion ban that was set to take effect today. North Dakota would have been the fourth state this week to enact restrictions on the procedure. You see many of them on the map in front of you. Laws triggered by the Supreme Court's overturning of Roe v. Wade took effect in Idaho, Texas, and Tennessee.
North Dakota's ban is on hold until a legal challenge is resolved. That lawsuit was brought by a facility that was once the state's only abortion clinic until it moved just across state lines. So Dr. Bhavik Kumar joins us now. He is a Texas abortion provider and the co-chair of the Committee to Protect Healthcare's Reproductive Freedom Task Force. Thank you so much for joining us. So there have been a number of trigger laws that sort of were triggered. Some of them, there are legal issues at play, and so they've been sort of put on hold, but in a sense, they're waiting in the wings. I want to get your reaction to seeing such heavy restrictions being put in place.
Yeah, you're right. The landscape is certainly evolving. There are a number of trigger laws that have gone into effect. You mentioned North Dakota, which has a trigger law that's been put on hold. And this sort of pattern has been happening for decades now. Of course, we're seeing now more extreme bans on abortion care, but having some sort of restriction on abortion, having courts decide what we can and can't do has been going on for some time. And for me as a physician, this means that politics has been squarely in my exam rooms and in my health center for a long time. And the consequence of this is that people aren't able to get the care that they need. We're seeing more drastic cases where people are having emergencies and not getting the care they need. They're being told to wait longer than they need to. They're having to travel to other states as they hope to not get sicker and sicker. And this is simply unfair. These decisions should be left between a healthcare provider and their patient. We shouldn't have politics in the middle of all of this.
Now, states like Texas, where you are, already had what's known as a heartbeat ban. So now abortions are banned immediately from the moment of conception. Just as a physician, detail for us what the added dangers are now with a law like this.
Yeah, I think when we have politicians that are making medical decisions, it's never a good thing. And you mentioned having a ban on abortion at the moment of conception or fertilization, which honestly, we never know when that exact point is. So again, it just paints the absurdity of these laws. Practically speaking, when you have laws like this going into effect, the one in Texas could mean life in prison for a provider and a $100,000 fine. So when a physician is in an emergency room and thinking about what they can and can't do for a patient, they shouldn't be thinking about potentially spending life in prison when they're doing what's best for their patient. And that's what we're seeing play out here in our country. I think the only way to overturn this is to take our feelings to the polls in November and to vote these folks out. We've been saying and telling politicians about these harms for some time, and now unfortunately we're seeing it play out in real time, which is really unfortunate.
And, the thing about this is that, often is the most vulnerable women are the ones sort of most impacted, right? Yeah. They can't go to another state. If you don't have the money, you can't go to another state to get the service that you want. Can you talk a little bit more about what the options are, what options are available for women in states where they're seeing these sort of bans? Are there options?
Sure. Yeah, you're exactly right. For folks that live in a state that has an abortion ban, the option right now is to go to another state. Of course, that's really difficult for so many people to do. Texas is a big state. We're seeing a number of states now, 16 states that have some sort of abortion ban in effect. So that means people are traveling hundreds, if not thousands of miles. Some states have mandatory delays of up to 72 hours. Clinics are already inundated with patients and having delays of several weeks. So it's very difficult to do. Folks that are undocumented, folks that are young, especially as young as 10 or 12 years old, and then folks that are not able to afford this travel simply can't make it to another state. The other thing to note is anti-abortion politicians have already signaled about having a national ban on abortion, limiting the way people are able to travel between states. So this is not over yet. Things will get worse and people's rights will be continued, unfortunately.
And can you just tell us, especially from what you're hearing from patients and what you've seen, what all of this stress and anxiety does to a woman who is already in a stressful, anxious position? I mean, to be on the fence about a pregnancy, to take the very difficult decision to have an abortion, and then to have to figure out how you're traveling far, doesn't that in and of itself have an impact on the body?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the word that comes to mind is traumatic. For me, after providing abortion care for over 7 years now and seeing thousands of patients, hearing thousands of stories, all of my patients are sure about their decision. They know what's best for them. They're coming to me for that care. And each day that they're not able to get the care that they need, each day that they're having to wait, let alone weeks, is traumatic for them. They have lives. They have oftentimes kids already at home. Sometimes patients are juggling multiple jobs. They know what's best for them. They know what's best for the children and their family that they already have at home. And each day, each hour sometimes that they're delayed in getting that care, it's extremely traumatic, sometimes mentally and emotionally, and sometimes physically. Many pregnant people are having physical effects of their pregnancy, and they're not able to keep food down. Maybe their blood pressure is high. Each person is different, but of course, waiting longer than they need to is not good for their health.
The reproductive rights landscape in the country is changing, and we really appreciate you walking us through what that impact is on people. Dr. Bhavik Kumar, thank you very much.
Thank you.